Horizons unfolding. One small town can ignite a fire of change in a woman's life. Stacy Monroe, a skilled landscape painter, finds herself at a crossroads after a difficult breakup. Seeking solace and inspiration, she moves to a quaint town nestled in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia. She hopes the serene landscapes will help her heal. However, uncertainty looms over her as she struggles to redefine her sense of home, facing the shadows of her past. As she sets up her new life, she encounters Lindsay, a free-spirited forest ranger with a captivating smile and a love for nature. As their paths cross in this picturesque setting, Stacy discovers that the challenges of her emotional journey might be more complicated than she anticipated. One stormy evening, as Stacy is playing it safe indoors, a sudden clap of thunder sends her scrambling outside to bring in the scattered items from her patio. She accidentally slips on a patch of mud and tumbles down her front steps, landing awkwardly. "Hey! Are you okay?" Lindsay's voice calls from the other side of the fence, worry etched on her face. Stacy looks up, a mix of embarrassment and desire swirling within her, but she pushes those thoughts aside for now. "I'm fine," she lies, slowly trying to sit up. "Fine. It didn't sound like it when you hit the ground." "I'm coming over," Lindsay says, effortlessly vaulting the fence. As Lindsay approaches, Stacy's heart races, not from the fall, but from the rush of unexpected feelings. Lindsay crouches down, checking her over. "You should really watch your step. It's a slippery slope out here," she teases, a playful grin on her lips. Stacy chuckles softly through the haze of her embarrassment and pain. "Thanks, I'll be sure to take a note of that. I'm Stacy, by the way." "Nice to meet you, Stacy." "I'm Lindsay." She reaches to help Stacy to her feet, their fingers brushing, and a jolt of electricity passes between them. "So, do you always invite injuries to your welcome party?" For a brief moment, Stacy forgets the pain and the heartache she carried from her past. "Only when they come with good company," she replies, her voice softer than she intended. The two women fall into easy conversation, and as rain begins to fall, they find shelter under the porch awning. Their laughter dances amidst the soft patter of raindrops. "Do you paint?" Lindsay asks, her eyes observing the splashes of color in the corner of Stacy's backyard. "Yeah, it's my passion. I was hoping to capture the beauty around here. The mountains, the light. But it's a bit tougher than I thought." Stacy looks down, a bit dejected, recalling her recent struggles. "I guess I'm still figuring things out." Lindsay tilts her head, studying Stacy with interest. "How about I show you around tomorrow? I know the best spots for soaking in the scenery. Maybe it'll inspire you." Stacy feels her heart lift at the offer. "I'd love that. Thank you, Lindsay. It sounds perfect." The next day, as they hike through the forest, a kaleidoscope of autumn colors envelopes them, and the world feels alive. They share stories and dreams, Stacy opening up about her breakup, Lindsay sharing her adventures in nature. Each word exchanged feels like a brushstroke on a blank canvas, deeper and bolder than the last. After hours of hiking, they find a clearing with an unobstructed view of the mountains. As the sunlight pierces through the canopy, it creates an ethereal glow around them. Lindsay suggests, "You should paint this scene. It's stunning." Stacy smiles, feeling a spark of inspiration. "I think I will. But I want to capture not just what I see, but how it feels." "Like freedom?" Lindsay muses, stepping closer, their shoulders brushing. "Exactly like that," Stacy replies, their eyes locking. The connection between them deepens, as palpable as the vibrant hues surrounding them. Amidst shared smiles and laughter, Stacy realizes that this journey isn't just about painting a new landscape, but also about rediscovering herself, aided by the warmth and connection she feels with Lindsay. Days turn into weeks, and as the seasons shift, so too does Stacy's heart. The town gradually becomes a haven, one infused with possibility and acceptance. Lindsay remains by her side, gently pushing her towards healing, unveiling layers of joy she thought were lost within the shadows of her past. One evening, under a canopy of stars, Stacy invites Lindsay over to see her finished painting, a masterpiece reflecting not just the beauty of the Blue Ridge, but the growth she has experienced since their first meeting. As they admire it, Stacy whispers, "You've been my muse, you know." Lindsay's gaze softens and she steps closer. "And you've become mine. This place, it's beautiful, but you've added life to it." Stacy's heart races, and in that moment, everything aligns, their dreams, their fears, and an undeniable attraction that had been quietly evolving. Both women lean in, their lips brushing softly, awakening a new chapter where art meets love, and horizons unfold into endless possibilities. In that small town, amidst the vibrant landscapes, Stacy learns that sometimes, the journey to rediscovering oneself is also a journey towards another, one filled with hues of affection, laughter, and the promise of what's to come. As Stacy and Lindsay pulled back, their eyes held a mix of surprise and wonder. The world around them felt suspended, almost as if the night had paused to witness their shared moment. A warm breeze rustled through the leaves, carrying the scent of pine, and the promise of something new. "Wow," Stacy breathed, momentarily lost for words. She could feel her cheeks flush, and the thrill of that kiss ignited a spark she hadn't felt in ages. "Wow, indeed," Lindsay replied, her trademark grin now tinged with a hint of shyness. She looked up at the stars sparkling above. "I didn't think it would feel like that. I mean, I knew we had a connection, but it's different, isn't it?" Stacy interjected, her heart racing as she took a step closer, drawn to Lindsay like gravity. "I've never felt anything like this before." "What, the falling down the steps thing?" Lindsay teased, but her eyes were serious as they met Stacy's. Stacy chuckled, shoving her hands into her jacket pockets to keep them from trembling. "No, I mean us. I thought I was moving here to find peace and recovery, but I never expected to feel so alive again." "You've had one hell of a year, Stacy. It's okay to let your guard down," Lindsay encouraged softly, her palm brushing against Stacy's arm. A sudden rush of vulnerability enveloped Stacy. She took a deep breath. "It's just, after my breakup, I was so afraid. Afraid of falling in love again and getting hurt. But with you, everything feels different. Easier. Like I can just be myself." Lindsay stepped closer, her voice low, "You can be yourself with me. I get it, trusting again can be tough. But life is too short to let fear hold us back." "How did you get so wise?" Stacy asked, tilting her head playfully, trying to mask her sudden nerves. Lindsay laughed, the melodic sound echoing in the still night. "All those nights spent talking to the trees, I guess. They're excellent listeners." As they exchanged laughter, the barriers that Stacy had unconsciously built around her heart began to crumble. "Do you think we could explore this? What we have?" Lindsay's expression softened. "I'd love to. But no pressure, okay? Let's take it slow. We can just enjoy each other's company and see where this journey leads." Stacy nodded, enveloped in a sense of gratitude and excitement. "I can do that." Over the next few weeks, they began to weave their lives together more intricately. Hiking expeditions became a routine, and long evenings were spent cooking dinner together in Stacy's cozy kitchen, laughing over spilled ingredients and swapping childhood tales. Their connection blossomed as they experienced life in color, from shared sunsets to quiet moments painting in the studio side by side. One crisp autumn day, as golden leaves fluttered wildly in the wind, Lindsay took Stacy to a hidden waterfall deep in the woods. The sound of the water cascading over rocks created an ethereal atmosphere. "Sit here," Lindsay instructed, pulling a blanket from her backpack and laying it on the ground. They settled down, surrounded by nature, feeling the cool earth beneath them. "Just look at that," Lindsay said, gesturing toward the falls. "Isn't it perfect?" "It honestly feels like a dream," Stacy replied, the beauty of the scene reflecting the warmth spreading in her chest every time she looked at Lindsay. They shared a quiet moment, soaking in the serenity around them. Inspired, Stacy pulled out her sketch pad and began to draw, capturing the intricate details of the waterfall and the vibrant autumn colors. "I can't believe how beautiful that is," Lindsay said, leaning in to get a closer look at Stacy's work. "You've captured the energy perfectly." Stacy blushed, taking pride in Lindsay's compliment. "I feel Southwest-inspired in this place, in your company." As the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting golden hues everywhere, Lindsay reached out and squeezed Stacy's hand. "Every time I'm with you, I feel lucky. I never expected to find someone like you. It's like everything I thought about myself shifted." Stacy looked down at their intertwined fingers, her heart swelling. "You mean a lot to me, Lindsay. I've been so lost for so long, and you've helped me find my footing again. You've reignited a spark in my soul." Lindsay's gaze was intense, and Stacy felt the pull between them wind tighter. "Stacy," she began softly, "I think you've set a fire within me as well. I didn't realize how lonely I was, even surrounded by the beauty of the woods and the mountains, until I met you." Just then, the sun slipped fully behind the mountains, leaving only traces of twilight. In that half-light, with the whisper of the trees and the soothing sound of the falls, Lindsay leaned closer still, and they shared another lingering kiss. Time felt suspended, enveloping them in warmth and safety. As they pulled apart, the air felt heavy with unspoken promises. "What now?" Stacy whispered, leaning into Lindsay as she caught her breath. "We take it day by day," Lindsay replied, her thumb brushing across Stacy's cheek, sending a shiver through her. "We keep exploring together, we create art and memories, and most importantly, we just keep being us." Stacy nodded, feeling an exhilarating mix of excitement and comfort. She realized she was beginning to imagine a future that was no longer haunted by her past, but illuminated by uncharted possibilities and love that was slowly but surely growing stronger. With the stars beginning to twinkle overhead, they sat side by side, ready to embark on this new chapter together, two souls learning to embrace love and life amid the beautiful landscapes that surrounded them. And as they held hands beneath the shimmering sky, the horizon seemed to stretch endlessly ahead, a promise of new adventures waiting to unfold. The months rolled on, each day weaving deeper threads of connection between Stacy and Lindsay. The seasons shifted from the fiery hues of autumn to the crisp clarity of winter. Stacy found herself captivated not just by the wilderness surrounding her, but also by the intimate moments shared with Lindsay amid the breathtaking landscapes. As snow began to blanket the mountains, turning the world into a serene wonderland, they forged new traditions that celebrated their growing bond. Weekend hikes transformed into cozy evenings by the fire, sipping hot cocoa, wrapped in blankets, and sharing stories about their dreams and fears. They cooked together, danced in the kitchen, and watched movies while nestled together on the couch, laughter spilling between them like the warm flicker of the flames from the fireplace. Stacy had taken to painting not just the landscapes, but also the quiet intimacies of their life together, Lindsay cooking, laughing, their hands intertwined. With every brushstroke, she captured moments that were vibrant and alive, a reflection of the love that had blossomed unexpectedly in her life. One snowy evening, as they returned from a long hike, Lindsay turned to Stacy, her expression sincere. "You know, my world has never felt more vibrant than it does now. I didn't think I could feel this way again after my last relationship." Stacy stopped, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear, heart racing. "Same here. You've brought so much joy and inspiration to my life. I never expected to heal like this, to connect with someone so deeply." Lindsay smiled, her eyes sparkling like the snowy landscape around them. "What I feel for you is real, Stacy. And as we've walked this journey together, I've come to realize something important." Stacy's breath caught. She had tried to anticipate this moment, the one where potentially serious confessions arose, and she could almost feel the weight of what might follow. "You're my person, Stacy. I want to build a life with you, a future filled with art, adventure, and love," Lindsay said, her voice steady and sincere. Stacy's heart soared. "You're mine, too. I can't imagine my future without you. You're not just my muse, you're my partner, my home." Tears glimmered in Lindsay's eyes as Stacy stepped forward, pulling her into an embrace, feeling the warmth radiate between them, pushing back against the winter chill. For a moment, the world faded away, leaving only the two of them, wrapped in love, laughter, and the promise of what lay ahead. As the holidays approached, they decided to host a gathering for their friends and neighbors, a celebration of community and love. They worked together to decorate their cozy home, strings of lights twinkling like stars in the dim light of the evening. On the night of the celebration, laughter echoed in their space as friends filled the room, the air warm with the aroma of baked goods and spiced cider. As they watched their loved ones mingle, the joy that enveloped the evening felt magical. At the height of the celebration, Stacy took a moment to stand on the small makeshift stage in their living room, her heart full. "I just want to say how grateful I am for each of you," she began, her voice warm yet shaking just slightly with excitement. "This year has been a journey of healing and discovery for me, and I can't tell you how much it means to have all of you in my life. But most importantly, I want to thank this incredible woman, Lindsay." Cheers erupted as everyone turned to Lindsay, who blushed but beamed with pride. Stacy continued, gesturing toward her partner, "You brought color back into my world, and I feel endlessly lucky to have you by my side." Stacy paused, taking a deep breath, wanting to share something special in front of their friends. "And on that note, I have something for you, Lindsay." As she reached behind the curtain, she lifted a vibrant painting that had been propped against the wall, a massive canvas depicting the view from their favorite overlook, where the sunset cast a glorious spectrum of colors across the mountains and valleys. "It's our first hike together, the day everything changed. It's raw, unfiltered emotion, just like us," Stacy said, her heart pounding as she revealed it. Lindsay's eyes widened, the depth of the painting taking her breath away. "It's beautiful," she whispered, visibly moved. "Just like you. And for all you've done, I have another surprise," Stacy said, pulling a small box from her pocket. "I want you to have this." As she got down on one knee, the room hushed. Lindsay's eyes widened in shock before a smile broke across her face, tears brimming. "Will you, Lindsay? Will you be my partner in all things, my muse, my forever?" The room erupted into applause and cheers, but to Stacy, all that mattered was Lindsay's reaction. "Yes. Absolutely, yes," Lindsay exclaimed, her voice filled with emotion as she cupped Stacy's face in her hands. As she placed the ring on her finger, joy blossomed in both their hearts, swelling within them alongside the celebrations unfolding around the room. And as they sealed the moment with a kiss, the warmth of love enveloped them, marking the beginning of their beautiful journey together, an enchanted adventure filled with hope, creativity, and endless horizons to explore. In that small town in the Blue Ridge Mountains, the colors of their lives blended artfully, each day a freshly painted canvas, vibrant with experiences waiting to unfold, under the vast open sky filled with stars. Together they embraced the unknown, knowing that whatever lies ahead, they'd face it hand in hand, heart to heart.